Taking a live look out of the Fox 8 storm tracker right now in the Laplace area. You can see a good bit of rain coming down, not too heavy just yet there, with a little bit of a breeze. Let's get over to meteorologist Hannah Gard, who has the latest on where this system is and who should be expecting the heaviest downpours as they prepare to get their day started.
Thanks, Kelsey. Yeah, we're seeing that lighter rain from our storm tracker shot, and I can actually show you on Viper radar where Josh is located right now. You can kind of see him out there in the river parishes. This is a light rain where you have those yellows. We have some areas of moderate rainfall with the oranges up on the North Shore, but this has been slowly dropping to the south, and now we're seeing some storm activity collecting down to the south in the coastal areas. We've also been seeing some little areas that are trying to spin and become water spouts. We got to watch today that severe weather threat. Also, I'm paying close attention to what's happening over here to the southwest. The way these storms are kind of building in, we got to watch if they continue to build up to the northeast. That could be flood potential for the metro area as well. You can kind of see that trajectory that they're taking. We might have to watch for that heavy rainfall. This is how much we've seen over the past 24 hours on the North Shore areas and southern Mississippi. You have seen the most, and then there's kind of a line down across the South Shore where we have not seen much. We're just seeing those storms right now that are down to the south. Many areas have seen over 6 inches of rainfall near Mandeville, almost 6 inches north of Amite, Slidell, almost 6 inches of rainfall. Widespread, about 5 to 6 inches since last night when we saw some storms and then that rain stalled out. The good news, a lot of that has been over a large time frame, so the main issue is probably ponding on the roadways up there. Meanwhile, the metro, 1.5 inches, almost 4 inches now in the river parishes where we're starting to see that rain building in. This is all building along a stationary boundary. And look what's happening over here to the west. These storms are crawling along the Gulf Coast. We saw this mass of severe weather now pulling up to the northeast. We have to watch that wave of energy because of this upper level low on water vapor. You see this counterclockwise spin. It's going to have to follow along the edge of that, and eventually that wave of energy will get to us by later this morning into the afternoon. Because of that, we have a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for severe weather today. Damaging winds, tornadoes, and hail, all possible. That's why we want to make sure you're staying weather aware, give you that first alert. The model is not really initializing right. Remember, those storms are over here to the southwest, so it's tough. We kind of have to take the modeling with a grain of salt, but I think it is seeing that we could have some stronger storms popping up late morning. Here comes the wave of energy that's over to the west. That will make it to us by midday through the early afternoon. This is also a severe weather threat. Damaging winds on the leading edge of this. We could see some spin-up tornadoes and that hail threat. This will be moving pretty quickly, so that will help to mitigate the flood risk with that squall line. Behind that, things are clearing out into the evening. We might even see some drier periods later tonight. The rain potential today, though, those bullseyes of 6 to 8 inches. That's what we're watching for closely. And because the model is not initializing correctly, take the location of those bullseyes with a grain of salt. We want to make sure that we're just paying attention to the trend, not necessarily where those are located. Giving you the first alert today, tomorrow and Friday, we also could see some more rounds of storms. I don't really see us fully drying out, guys, until the later half of the weekend and the start of next week, because that big spinning low I showed you in the upper levels is just sitting there over the plains. It's not really going to fully move over us, which it will be sitting directly on top of us until the second half of the weekend, which that's 4 days that it's just sitting pretty much where it is now, and we're in the stormy sector of that upper level low.
Okay, so the flood threat is just not over until
yes. There will not be quick motion, especially with storms that are just isolated popping up, because there's not a huge driving factor that's pushing those along until that squall line comes. That's going to come through pretty quickly, which will help with the flood threat. But I'm paying close attention to those storms building in from the southwest right now. The models are not seeing that, and I do think that could be a training problem for the metro.
Great.
In the meantime, a wet commute for you.
Yes, it's going to be.
This afternoon.
That's right, a slick commute all day, guys. Really take your time.